Debates have been announced, but what is going to be the outcome of this first debate, June 27th, 9 p.m., 2024, for Joe Biden and Donald Trump? And the bigger question, is Donald Trump even going to be available, or is this New York trial going to end with a sentencing? This is Lydia with the Feng Shui and Bazi Chinese Astrology channel. Welcome. If this is something that speaks to you, please subscribe, like, hit the bell so you don't miss a single video. Your comments are welcome. Please keep it positive, or at least kind. All of these readings that I do are neutral. I am not pushing any particular party here. I am just looking at the facts. And Joe Biden and Donald Trump, I have been saying this, and I can put links to my previous videos about this insane election year. Deep breath around that. Serious up. Because the interesting thing, friends, is that you have what feels like a forced election. Basically, like, these are your candidates. This is what we're giving you. They seem to not want to include, on a democratic process, the third-party candidates. Marianne Williamson, Bobby Kennedy Jr. And personally, why not bring in Nikki Haley? Just saying. So, because I don't think she's out of the picture yet. I think that at this now time, this is such an inflamed situation. And I find it rather bizarre, to be honest, that Joe Biden even asked a former president who is sitting in a trial, a criminal trial, and could very likely go off to jail when you look at his astrology. And I'm going to put that link so I don't have to repeat myself here. But in many cultures, and this isn't like ancient culture, though it began long ago. In India, in Tibet, in China, people use date selection. The election for the United States this year falls on a horrible day, on the cusp of October and November, according to the Chinese calendar. Everything about this election is lined up for it to be a huge mess. Everything from having the results challenge to, are we even going to have these two candidates? Seriously. Now, so I pull up the date of the debate, June 27th, 9 o'clock. What have we got here? I don't know. Possibly a really bad day for a debate. So we've got a Yang Wood dragon for our happy year. We have the month in June of Yang Metal Fire, which is our Yang Metal sitting on top of our horse that rules the month of June. And then the day, you ready for this? Because the two most important aspects to this really are having the day and the year, at least in some way, be collaborative or anything other than this. This is a Yang Water Dog Day and the hour of Yin Metal Pig. So what we're looking at when we look at the flow and the lineup of elements, right? So we have two people who have very conflicted charts of their own. And then you add to that this particular day for them to meet on a stage and have a conversation, a debate. It's going to be a mess. Do you honestly think that Donald Trump is not going to interrupt him? It's a very smart strategy, if you ask me. Just talk over them. Just talk over him. How hard could it be? Okay, so breaking it down, let's start with Donald Trump. Sorry. Donald Trump. I'm going to just highlight, and again, I'll give you links. You can go and enjoy these other videos that really are fascinating. So as of last November, Donald Trump moved into a luck cycle, and we all, according to our Bazi Chinese astrology, our birthday and time, go through these 10-year cycles. And that is when, it's so fascinating, right? That November is when a lot of these trials started really becoming inflamed. They were getting scheduled. He was immersed in one, I think the first one in New York. And then if you look at his chart, he is born in the hour of the snake. This luck cycle he is in is a tiger. This is a semi-punishment or penalty that speaks to legal problems, legal woes, money loss, and health issues. And this is what I was saying in my previous video, is that August is the month of the monkey and will bring into his life almost like the last missing piece of the puzzle of this penalty. And that is why I have been predicting that I think he's going to jail somewhere in that time frame. And if not, something huge is happening. And it could be any part of this. It could be going to jail. It could be a massive loss of income. Or it could even be a serious health event. Either way, this does not line up for being in any way a fun summer for this man. Now, that's just his chart. We then come to the day of this debate on the 27th, being a dog is challenging his sheep, which is directly him. So the day of this debate and his day master are going head to head. This is causing an inflamed situation because he's born in the year of the dog. So he already has this in his chart. He already has this set up for very stressful situations. And then add to that the month of June, being a horse, brings in a full fire trio. And his chart is so heavy with fire and earth. That's what nourishes him, and it's what his own element is. This is a Zhao bird chart. This is a chart that is so out of balance. So what you don't want to see is the reinforcement of that. And that's what you've got. It's a ball of fire in a very stressful, inflamed situation full of penalty and conflict. Great. Sounds like he's going to be on his game. Oh my God. So when you've got all that going on, you ever have a day, right? And this is like the downside of not knowing your astrology. So if you want to have your Bazi Chinese astrology read, I've got the links below in the description. Hit me up. I would love to sit down and either do an oral hour reading with you or a written reading. So, all right. Because the thing is, I will have a day, right, where I am walking around doing my thing, and I feel like a whole bunch of anxiety, or I feel more on edge, or I'm feeling sad, I'm feeling low, what's happening? And I go and check my astrology, and sure enough, there is something in my astrology that is suggesting all of those feelings that I'm feeling. It's not to say, oh, okay, well, now I have an excuse to be a bitch today. But more, hey, if this is a challenging day for me, why the hell do I want to go and battle, an issue? That's not the right way to use it, right? When you know your astrology and you know you're having a challenged day, back up. Cancel things, simplify things, amp up your self-care. So, Joe Biden, another mess. Because the luck cycle that Joe Biden is in since 2018 is ruled by the sheep. He is born on the day of an ox. Ox and sheep battle at each other. So just like Donald Trump, Joe Biden also has a huge conflict going on in his chart. And what this is doing, because Joe Biden is ruled by the element of fire. And so the penalty of his ox self and the sheep in his luck cycle, then the penalty, right, of the ox, the ox harming this horse that's the month of June, weakens, all of this is weakening fire. It's weakening fire. His hour, Joe Biden's hour, is a Yang Wood dragon. This year, 2024, is a direct hit to his sovereignty as president of the United States. And when you bang this open, what are you getting? Challenge, disruption. And this is showing a shift in his career. That is, again, inflamed, just like with Trump, who has a dragon in his chart. Both of these guys have this penalty this year, and it is hard. Because it can feel like you can't get traction. You move forward, you slide back. You move forward, you slide back. But I wonder sometimes if in the noise of these people's ginormous lives, with all their handlers and helpers and assistants and employees and all of it, if you even have enough presence to recognize what's happening with you, separate from the noise that is constantly around you. Both of these people have a very inflamed, conflicted chart, not only for 2024, but even more so for this horrible day that they have chosen for this first debate. And if Trump is even available to attend this event, given this criminal trial that's going on, if you ask me to give a prediction, I would say Trump wins. Why? Why do I say that? All right, so you got two people, and it's almost like if you've got two people running a race and they both have different kind of like things all pulling at them, right? Like a monkey, and one's got a rooster on their head, and it's this, they're running, and it's like trying to catch this race. The problem with Joe Biden is this. His chart, because he's a fire guy, this speaks of diminishing of the light. It is harm to his fire. It is very personal. And where Donald Trump benefits with that in many ways is that the penalties going on in his chart, hurting fire, is what supports him. It's not as direct of a hit to him, his personal self. So in the end, with these two very embattled astrologies coming together, I would say Joe Biden loses. He is so weak in his fire. And all of these challenges are further weakening him. He would do so much better to choose a day that is like a tiger or a rabbit day, a day that's giving him wood for support. So that is my read for this debate. I have pulled the schedule for the rest of the debate season, and I want to just say, this year is so bizarre. I in previous election years, I gave a rundown of all the debates and my predictions for each of them. Can't do it with this. Can't. Friends, this is part of 5D. 5D is where we are headed. We are in it. We are on the tipping point. This year is defining. We can no longer look 6 months ahead, even 3 months ahead. Even as I'm sitting here mid-May, I cannot see August. So I'm going to chew on this one along with you. We're going to stay tuned. And then I will update as the next bit of information happens, as the next event happens, because like I said, I really don't know who is running for president of the United States right now. And I think you're going to see that playing out as the months go on, month by month, and I'll keep you updated on all of this. And again, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, friends, be well.